Welcome to Real Life Investing. This is Al getting in contact with you guys, talking to you about some Polkadot. It's been a few weeks, about 3 weeks since I talked about this one, but we need to talk about it again. So let me just go ahead and jump into this right away. Notice right now that Polkadot is at $3.99. The last time I talked to you guys about this one, I was mentioning that anything, give me 1 second. I want to make sure to get this right. Okay, I'm good. I mentioned that anything that's over, not over, but under $4 sounds like a really good bargain. Um, this is what I'm going to do. We're going to be running through this again some more, but I want to talk about it a little bit more as well. So let's see what we got here. A 7 day for Polkadot is going to be, wow, up 18.52%. So guys, we talked about this a few weeks ago. So if you actually decide to scoop this up at that particular time, you would probably be up about 20% or more. One of the things I want to talk about with Polkadot is that I know this one's been down for a long time, and a lot of people are really upset about Polkadot. And if you ask them about it, they have a certain type of experience, etc. I'm going to mention this. I'm going to tell you a story about, and this is a true story about a friend of mine. We were investing in a stock, a Chinese stock called NIO, right? So a few years ago, this stock was super hot. It was like at $60 and it was way up there. Just saying. But he bought this stock at the super hot price. I think when it was at his peak, he went out and bought like $90,000 worth of this NIO stock. And nobody told him to buy that at the top, you know? But at the same time, if you look at NIO stock right now, if it's even as much as $5, that would be a great thing. But remember, this was his choice. He decided to buy it at the top. What happened with Polkadot, I do believe that a lot of people bought Polkadot at the top. And the top of Polkadot was what, $55, I think. Let me double check that. Yeah, $55 at the all-time high. I'm sure there's some people out there that bought it at like 50 or 48 or something of that nature. And they kept seeing the price go down, 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 down because of the fact that the bull market was gone as far as it was over. But this is the thing that you have to understand, that you can't be mad because you didn't time the market correctly. The market is about timing. And the timing that we're seeing right now is that the bull market is beginning to bring itself back around. I've not talked about Polkadot a lot because of the fact that the timing wasn't right, but not financial advice. Remember, nothing we say on the channel is financial advice, right? But also, I'll just mention, if you like what you see today, just ask you to like and subscribe to the channel. But nothing we say is financial advice, but we feel that the timing is right for Polkadot. And from what we're seeing with the charts, everything is falling in place. So that's what we're talking about right now. So let's keep it moving here. 7 days right there. We got the 1 month is down. That is good for us because that means that we got room to grow. We got the 1 year, which is right here, and it is down 31% over the year. Now, I want everybody to notice this little pattern that you see here. And then if you notice right here in around December, this is where you see a nice peak. Now, I want to show you a few other charts as well. First of all, let's go to Ethereum with the 1 year. Let's click right in there. Let's give it a chance to come up. Should be there in just a moment. Now, notice right here with the 1 year with Ethereum, it's basically the same chart that you're looking at. The pattern is here, and it's going this way. And Ethereum is also down for the year. Let me show you that again. Polkadot, my bad, down for the year. Peak in December. Ethereum pretty much down for the year, right? Peak in December. It's almost the same type of chart here. Let's do another one. Avalanche. See if I can click on that one. And Avalanche is same thing. Down for the year, what, 16%, almost 20%. It was up in December. I'm even going to go one more. Let me see if I can click an Ondo in here. Try to get Ondo to come up. And we'll take a quick look at Ondo. Guess what? Same thing with Ondo. Peaked here in December of last year. Down for the year. Guys, don't be fooled by the things that you're seeing as far as like just because someone says something bad about a crypto or anything of that nature doesn't mean that you have to follow the crowd. A lot of times when you're listening to the majority of people, they usually don't know what the heck they're talking about, and the majority of people are not winning in crypto. This is a really tough, how can I say, investment vehicle. And if you've been in crypto a certain amount of time, it takes experience to really get good at this. And so, listen, I mean, nobody can feel ashamed about, if you lost some money, et cetera, et cetera. But it takes time to really work on crypto and to know the patterns, et cetera. So do not be, afraid if things didn't go your way. So just a little bit of a heads up on that. Polkadot is right now at 399, and we'll look at it some more here. Take a look at the Bitcoin dominance. This is the thing that I think that we're seeing here. Now that Ethereum is going up, we know that there's going to be a different change. Also, the Bitcoin is having an all-time high. You're going to be seeing some difference as well. At the moment, now that people are reading on the news, Bitcoin all-time high, Bitcoin all-time high. A lot of people are starting to get interested in Bitcoin that were not interested in it before. So it is that time. And then now, once we're going to see the quantitative easing, hopefully, but whenever there's a rate cut, and unfortunately there has to be, one way or another, I'm not going to get into the economics of that, but whenever there's a rate cut, we're going to see Bitcoin go up. As certain currencies weaken, Bitcoin is going to go up in price. This is inevitable. But the thing is, we just had to get the timing correct. Now, let's go a little bit more with cryptocurrency overall. We see that Bitcoin is at 118,000 again. Ethereum is flirting or being flirtatious with the 3,000 right now at 2,900. So just a little bit of a heads up on what's going on there. We're not going to go too much further in. We see fear and greed looking pretty greedy. That's cool. Now, let's go ahead and talk a little bit more about Polkadot, get ourselves on that X Twitter site. As you can see right here, I think I might, I don't think I can, but I'm going to, well, anyways, let me see if I can click that real quick. Right here, you can see on the Twitter site, we got a Pudgy Penguin, we got in a Polkadot outfit, so to speak. So just a heads up, might be some collaboration there. We're not gonna, speculate too much, but just a little bit of a heads up on that. So very interesting as well. Also, we did a video on that one not too long ago with Pudgy Penguins. I'm telling you, that one is really going up. At first, I was not really fond of it, but now I'm starting to see Pudgy Penguins looks like a winner. I would have got in it earlier, but if you notice now, the price is way up, so I wouldn't be trying to jump in that right now. But anyways, just a little bit of heads up on this. Got a lot of cool information here. We're not going to go into the X Twitter site too much, but Polkadot is still building, doing a lot of things. That got a lot of nice posts on the website. So let's keep it moving a little bit so we can kind of keep this video as short as possible. Next thing we're going to look at is, this is from Crypto Economy. The writer is, I think, is Guido Battigelli. I probably totally messed this guy's name up. Sorry. Sorry, sir. All right. Anyways, best cryptos to watch now. We got some nice cryptos that we're looking at here, but Cardano is always good. Litecoin is always good as well. Polkadot right here. This is uh, one of the list of the best cryptos to buy right now. Okay. Polkadot, technical shift and ecosystem updates. Talking about where Polkadot was trading at the time, about in the mid threes, showing strength, 6% gain. Yep. And so now it's talking about how it's eyeing the $4 range as the next target, which is pretty much where it's at. Says the project is rolling out new features and governance tools that could help increase adoption in the months ahead, of course. So a major vote is in progress to include a crypto payment card based on Polkadot, and scalability updates are planned for later this year. These improvements are tied to the launch of Lightchain AI, a new build on the Polkadot platform, with developer activity staying strong and parachain usage growing. Dot could see more gains in late 2025. Those looking past short-term trends, Polkadot is one of the more complex picks among the best crypto to invest in 2025. So in other words, right here, I think this is the thing. Looking past short-term trends. We're not looking short-term, but we are looking long-term as far as it's concerned. And listen, I'm not telling anybody when to buy or sell or hold or anything like that. But I'm just saying we're throwing it out there so you can see. The more information we give you, the better. Now, but let's go ahead and look a little bit, give you some more positive information about Polkadot. This is from the Motley Fool, okay? So a lot of people are very familiar with the Fool. Motley Fool is always good. How can I say? A good it's a good source of information. Prediction: Polkadot will soar over the next 5 years. They give you the reasons why. And here's the foolish thesis, so to speak. This is by Anders Byland. Says Polkadot differs from Bitcoin and Ethereum by connecting multiple blockchains, acting as the glue for future decentralized applications. They're also talking about the upcoming JAM upgrade will transform Polkadot into a supercomputer on the public blockchain. That's where Polkadot will be able to interact with several other blockchains and networks, etc. Says the first major Web3 killer app could trigger significant price appreciation for Polkadot investors. So just a heads up, there's a lot more positive news for Polkadot over the next few years. And I will say this much, Polkadot is definitely different. And when you got the Motley Fool speaking up on your behalf, you're doing a pretty good thing, okay? I think I might have a little bit more information here as well. And it's talking about where we're heading right now, and also talking about the graph. It says Polkadot crypto breaks out of a 2-year downtrend as momentum builds. Now is the time for momentum to build. This is like from a day or two ago. So it's time for the momentum to build. I think it was 3 days ago. But it's time for the momentum to build. And when I showed you that chart, the 2-year falling wedge is pretty much done. If that's the case, that means that we're getting ready to see, how can I say, I don't want to say a correction, but we're going to see a change in the graph. So things are really starting to look up. A lot of positive news for Polkadot overall. And going back to that 1-year chart, Polkadot, basically you can see how this chart is been going down, and now it was in the trench, but now it's coming back up. Basically, they're talking about the correction that we're seeing here, and how eventually we're looking at some positive information. So going back to where we're at, let's take a look at the 7-day. Notice right here with the 7-day, nice little trench upward on the 7-day chart. Guys, Polkadot, and I see it's at 401. Polkadot is going to be on the way up. I would not, how can I say, I would not be upset if I bought this as much as if, like all the way up to like $5. Myself personally, I would stop at 5 because of the fact that I want to make some multiple, dollars with this thing. And it's probably going to go way up to like 10, 20, 30, 40, et cetera, et cetera. It's probably going to go that high. But I think I would, I'm to you, those of you that are getting in this, and we're talking about this earlier before, the later on in the year, I would personally stop at 5 because I'm like, hey, I'll try to get enough of a bag at that point that I made a good amount. So just a heads up, guys, Polkadot probably will be going up. Nobody's, got a crystal ball, but most likely, 99% or 98%, Polkadot's going to be going up over the year. And so $4 you see now, but not financial advice, right? But I think it's definitely going to be over $4, as the year progresses. So keep that in mind. We're not trying to tell anybody to sell the shirts, but at the same time, Polkadot gets a bad name, but it's a great crypto. It's Al Real Life Investing. Have a good one and invest carefully. Talk to you later. Bye.
Please share, like, comment, and subscribe to Real Life Investing. And thank you for watching.